today, as most of you might know, today is the day that His Holiness the Dalai Lama is having his surgery, and now it's the time that he's going to start his surgery. And usually, at least in our Tibetan society, we tend to say that His Holiness Dalai Lama is an emanation of Avalokiteshvara, the Buddha of compassion.
That's Jerezig Kunguin Bato, Tandika Solo Tomatone, that is on Zambal and Beacon, that number Sanji Big Chu, Jingig, Chu Sawan Zingig, the Nichi Jadila Tonya Chig, Manakira Chimbaji Bati, Tamar Somaki, Moso Trude.
But even if we cannot conceive of him as an emanation of the Buddha of compassion, someone that holds the teachings of the Buddha, not only holds them, but practices them, and also someone that strives for world peace and is famous for this, this is something that we can perceive directly, and it's very obvious to see.
That ni Kotaniga Lama Chimbachita, that is also permits to this, Tangasonjit Tamarak, Nungal Chiki Nugent at the Shin, the Mubunizo Corolla, musical Nugent and Dikayo Maritina, and so non seller, Jite Tamapa, Mathematic number Teuti, or the Nugent, that is all Trichi Shachi to what the Kotsura. Kotandanga so mathematic, non-legena, mathematic Sejini, Chi Nugent, Natanaji, Tera. In Nongoponisola, Monicatini Nata, at that turn the Senato, Yojumariti, Tangaso mathematic number Teuti. So in
our perception as ordinary beings, it appears to us that he has a sickness and he's treating now the sickness, he's having surgery to treat the sickness, but in reality it's not the way that it actually happens with him.
Tajawaram Chile Ishito Tachi, Teba Majeno, Iching Machina, Tangoni Tony Kogaji, Nazatsu, Yonya the Traga, Tangarso Malonda Jotoina, and the Peto Chimburis.
So if we have a connection to His Holiness the Dalai Lama, if he's our spiritual master in a way, or even if he's not our spiritual teacher, if we have faith or trust in him in a Dharma sense, then it's very good for us to make prayers for him to recover from the sickness and for the treatment to be successful.
Tangaso Malamja, the Chitani Chevati, Tangaso Polo Kechashiri, Jerizilla Manik long songs actually. The Yome actually, Jerezina Koromanik Tapora. Dilla Manik long song Gejiomara. In a Tangaso Majesica, the Armachi, New Jitsunya, the Towers, Malajaka, Petomaritina, Susumala, Sonosa, Yapo. This was Dacha Sono Sabaina, Lamicity, need the Chapachimuri, Tijan and so Manon Javato, Johnshi Saint Gambato, Tony Gambati Chibu Yorella. So Pebaganero, Jerezilla Manik Lonsonella, Jerez the Manik Dapora, Mani Dapo Corre, Colomani Lonson, Jemba Moyomare. The Tajaram Bachella, Masono Jacchi, Jatecaro Doguate, Chiomar Dogchi, Nipachio Matino, Nasu Sono Sakwas, Marusu Sono Sapaina.
So usually something we say in Tibetan society that when we recite mantras, for example, this mantra Om Mani Padme Hum, yes, is the mantra of the Buddha of compassion, of which His Holiness is said to be an emanation. And we say that if he's the master of this mantra, he's the owner of this mantra, we throw it back at him. There is no real benefit for him. But there is a benefit if us students, we can accumulate merits. If we accumulate merits, and there are more reasons for him to stay here on this earth, and this in turn benefits for him to have a successful surgery or to stay here for longer. So for this accumulation of merits, for this purpose, we are going to meditate on Bodhicitta and Emptiness. Okay.
Ani Yarmachiga Kola Dribichupa Yakshete, Jimpi Samba Gamba, Johnshi Sing Gamba, Tombani Gamba, T. Sonyore, the Naso, take a Chashi Lane, it is a Gotoina, Lamika Soano, Naso Quadra Donella, Ninaso de Petochimbure, Lamika Quai Doto, the Lichaboyures.
His Holiness Dalai Lama, many times, maybe you've heard before, that he says that the best offering for him is the offering of practice. And the best offering of practice among all offerings is the thought of benefiting others, of helping others, is the thought of bodhicitta, and it's also the thought of emptiness. So if we're able to offer him this practice, that is the best offering according to the Lama himself. So then we are doing something that's both extremely beneficial for ourselves, and we're also accomplishing the words of our spiritual master, if he's our spiritual master.
Tatni 결혼서 안에 간디 대요나 소소그 대산노라 셈바드면 흘러나오지도 리포트마 지식 파먹은 흘러나오지 대시.
So wherever you are right now, the way you're seated, you can stay like this. Just make sure that you're comfortable and that your body and especially your mind is relaxed right now.
다트니 진 리폼 흘러지 생 흘러지 비니 근데 다 아니 스제 탐지게 된다. 아니 라나면 바용도 조비 상지 공부도 쇼 세그 셈다. 아니야 기도 따로질.
스제
탐지게 된다. 상지 공부도 쇼 세그 르드. 스제 탐지게 체들라나 저다. 같더라서 스제 탐지게 체드 나 상지 공부도 쇼 세그 르드.
And then on top of this body relaxation and this relaxed mind also, we bring to mind this thought of Bodhicitta. For the purpose of all sentient beings, may I become a fully enlightened being.
드리지니 샘이의 대지야 르다지 선제 탐체기 체더 나 상지지 공부 탑을 쇼제 르지의 기증이 더 샘의 대지야 그마 가제지 냐도듯이 냐로지.
So as much as we can keep this mind, this thought and this feeling, this motivation of for the benefit of others, of all sentient beings, may I achieve the state of Buddhahood. Let's try to keep and feel this motivation in our hearts.
당가서 너지 미 정식이 생진다 생기라는다 미 다대지만도 돈다지 바래다 딜라딜에 숨쉬게 체다 서서 상지 공부 터버자 녀비 불렀다 생기 코로딜라 이나다티 기발라 녜라 녀지도 정지 몸부진로 거라면서 생기 몸 코르데 데레스.
So when we talk about Bodhicitta, there are also other names that you might have heard, such as mind generation, the mind of enlightenment. They all refer to the same thing, only different names. And it's this thought of, for the benefit of all sentient beings, for the purpose of all sentient beings, may I attain the state of Buddhahood, this fully enlightened state. And as a cause for this mind, then there are many causes and conditions, such as great compassion, love, all of these, they need to be preceded. They need to go before the mind of enlightenment or mind generation. But the nature of this mind is this thought, for the benefit of all sentient beings, may I attain the state of Buddhahood.
당가서 가르치기를 선제기 된제고요래 선제기 된원인 탁티바다 쓰기 제도에서는 상지기 제도요라 디다 선제기 된제비 제도 상지 타버자 냐마 디 생리용용도 가바이나 아니 생길라 아니 커버치바도 지바레스.
Because our primary thought here with this is to accomplish the purpose of others, of other sentient beings, to accomplish their welfare, their objectives. And who is capable of doing this is someone that has accomplished their own objectives, such as a Buddha or a fully enlightened being. So that's why we think, may I attain this state so that I can actually benefit others.
다 되네 가서 단다지 셈지지 되네 동반이야 다음에 봐 동반이를 때 상도 동아이스.
So this is a bodhicitta, but now we can also think about selflessness, or another word for this, emptiness.
다 지금 동반이 거슬러 몸보 요리디나 단당 가서 데라 동보 서서 공을 동반이 공고
So
요래.
usually there are many different ways of meditating on selflessness or emptiness, but now we're going to look at ourselves, at the I, so that we can meditate on this.
동보 서서라가 되니 제심시 제 탐제라가 되니 추 탐제라 동반이 가레스.
First we meditate on ourselves, looking at ourselves. Then we look at other people to meditate on emptiness. Then we look at everything and we think of emptiness.
다 동보 알아서 서서 아니 서서 아니 나 세와티 미도 다도 파 도비 파 따자마도 더롱기 문이 파쇼니 지 직접도 연기 직접 자와네 문도 르르 노아노지 지 자와네 문도 섬이
다데?
나제 다제라 나라다 다세티 미도 다도 파 도비 파 따바서 요네 르르 농자마도 더롱기 문이 파쇼니 지 넘바 땡게지 농데 노아노지다 자와네 문도 나로르다 수수수도 자와네 문도 산네 텔라 섬오톤라.
So this I of ours, this I, we see that it's only a name. It's only an imputation made by the mind. Apart from this appearance of the I, if we go to look for something, what is this I? Where is this I? If we look for it, we cannot point at it. We cannot find anything that it's actually the I. Anything like this.
미다 소소 미도 다도 타니 도비 파타자마도 르르 노아노지 메파 노지 제슨시 탕제용 아니 르르 노자마도 도롱이 모니 토바 자와니 문도 사테 상노톤라.
So just like we are only a convention, we are only a word, only an appearance to our minds, and if we try to look for the I, we cannot find. Also all sentient beings, everyone else is also like this. They're merely a convention, merely a word or an appearance.
다 선제 탐제 마세 추 탐제 다 안에 간이 추 간이 드스나요 미도 다도 다 타닐라 때니 따바스 르레 논자마도 도롱기 모니 요바 자와니 메 사운드 티신데 용데 제치다라.
And not only sentient beings, but everything actually, every phenomena, their only name, they're merely name, merely imputed by the mind. And from the side of the object, nothing exists. They don't exist from their own side.
당아서 동반에 가고 가서 같이 옛날 소소고 르르 농세를 때니 고고 쇼래 소소고 르르 노아테 가서 트용기 농데 요래 so 동반에 가고 가서 같이 옛날 가르즈나 소소 르르 농세를 때니 따니 고고 그래서 르르 가르 농 요래나 지금 마인발이 연바지 농데 요라 르 노아 가르는 트데 르르 노아 농제다 추니 민도 사테 용용도 르르 노아 농제다 가고 그래서 르르 노아 딱 잡아 가고
When we are meditating on emptiness, we need to rely on what appears to our mind, on this appearance to our mind. And to our mind, many different things appear. And many mistaken appearances are also in our minds. Things that are not appear as they are. Things that are appear as they are not. So we need to rely on these appearances when we are meditating on emptiness as well. And see that they don't exist the way they appear. Even though they appear like this, they don't exist like this.
디가나 땅아서 정식이 셀을 성노지 동요래 동반년다 다지 비다부지도 좀 도마도 나서 대지 로가 초섭제 요래서 내가 가서 가르치 있는들이 고산조니 샤지 제와다 티 샤지 런도 용화도 지 그치 가자베다 대토아가 가서 그 소소문이다 지 말아줘도 사람마다 그 체디스.
So now we have thought a little bit about bodhicitta, the mind of enlightenment. We have also thought a little bit about emptiness. Even if we couldn't think in a proper way about emptiness, we turned our minds towards it. And this, in order for the surgery of His Holiness to be successful and for him to be able to stay longer in this world, this is our prayer for him, for this to be successful.